There's a palace that's home to a king and his beautiful queen. But they don't live alone in that castle of stone. There are quite a few more to be seen. Two royal children, a prince and princess, give a helping hand to the queen. While the king has 3 pets, they're the strangest you've met. 3 dragons all scaly and green. Out in the meadow, 6 horses you'll see, 2 spotted, 2 brown and 2 white. While marching along with a smile and a song, 7 drummers, a fine-looking sight. To visit this palace, we don't have to go through woods or along rocky paths. There's a much quicker way, we just have to say, let's go, Maths. Let's go, Maths.
Hello. Let's see which number our song is about today. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horses. So today our song is about the number 6.
Running around, jumping about, I saw the rabbits play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rabbits today. I sat and watched 6 rabbits as they chased around. They leapt up high, they crouched down low, they hardly made a sound. Running around, jumping about, I saw the rabbits play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rabbits today. 2 rabbits jump and 2 rabbits hop and 2 sit very still. 6 little tails bob up and down as they scamper up the hill. Running around and jumping about, I saw the rabbits play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rabbits today.
You know, those rabbits must get very thirsty with all that running around and jumping about. And when they do, I expect they go down to the stream to have a nice long drink, like most animals do. But if the stream was nearly dried up, that wouldn't be so easy, especially for those animals that are a lot bigger than rabbits and that need a lot more to drink. Today's story is called 6 Thirsty Horses. Outside the castle walls was a big green field where the king's 6 horses lived during the summer. One day, when the king went to see them, the horses looked very hot and tired. "You're thirsty," said the king. "Why don't you have a drink?" Then he noticed that the stream that ran through the field was nearly dry. "Oh dear," said the king, "so that's why you're thirsty." Then he had an idea. "I know," he said. "I'll go and make you a nice cup of tea." The king went back to the castle. He made a pot of tea and put out 6 cups on the table. Just as he was starting to pour the tea, the princess came in. "Oh, what are you doing?" she asked. "I'm pouring 6 cups of tea," said the king. "The horses are thirsty, so I'm taking them a drink." The princess laughed. "Horses don't drink tea," she smiled. "They don't?" said the king in surprise. "No, they don't," said the princess. "Horses drink water." Yes, oh yes, of course," said the king. "That's just what I was thinking." "Who ever heard of horses drinking tea?" chuckled the king as he filled the 6 cups with water. But when he went to pick them up, the smile disappeared from his face. "Oh dear," he said as he shook his head. "Now what's the matter?" the princess asked. "Well, it's not going to be as easy as I thought," said the king. "I can't carry 6 cups, not all at once." "Then pour the water into a jug," said the princess. "A jug! Of course," said the king. "That's just what I was thinking." The king emptied the 6 cups of water into the jug. Then, using one of the cups, he filled the jug nearly to the top. At that moment, the prince came in. "What are you doing?" he asked. "Well, I'm going to give the horses a drink of water," said the king. "They're very thirsty." "There's not enough water in that jug for 6 big horses," said the prince. "You'll need something bigger than that." The prince looked round the kitchen. Then he saw a bucket. "That's what you need," he said, "a bucket." "A bucket? Of course," said the king. "That's just what I was thinking." The king emptied the jug of water into the bucket, and then, using the jug, he filled the bucket nearly to the top. At that moment, the queen came in. "What are you doing?" she asked. I'm going to give the horses a drink of water, said the king. They're very thirsty. But there's not enough water in that bucket for 6 big horses, said the queen. You'll need something bigger than that. The queen looked round. Outside the window, she saw a barrel. That's what you need, she said, a barrel. A barrel, of course, said the king. That's just what I was thinking. The king went outside and he poured the water from the bucket into the barrel. And then, using the bucket, he filled the barrel nearly to the top. That's better, he thought. There's definitely enough water in the barrel to give my 6 horses a drink. The king felt very pleased with himself. He put the bucket down and went to the barrel and tried to move it. He pulled and pushed, but no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't move the barrel. It was much too heavy. The king went back into the kitchen. Have you given the horses a drink? Asked the queen. The king shook his head sadly. Well, did you fill the barrel with water? The queen asked. That's the trouble, said the king. I filled the barrel with water just as you told me, and now it's so heavy I can't move it. Just then there was a lot of noise outside, and the prince came rushing in. Come outside, he shouted. Come and look. The king and the queen went outside. There was the barrel of water just where the king had left it, and drinking happily from it were 6 happy horses. They must have got tired of waiting, laughed the princess, so they came down here to help themselves. And after that, whenever the horses were thirsty and needed a drink, the king had the answer. He didn't even try to take the water to the horses. He brought the horses down to the water. It was much, much easier. Do you know, after telling that story about the 6 thirsty horses, I'm quite thirsty myself, so I think I'll have a drink. This is orange juice. Just the thing when you're thirsty. So I think I'll pour myself a glass. Well, there's still quite a lot left. There might be enough to fill this other glass. Do you think there's more orange juice in this jug than there is in this glass, or less? Let's find out, shall we? Ah, there was more in the jug because there's still some left over. I think I'll have my drink now. Do you know, I think there's too much in here for me. Perhaps one of these smaller glasses would be better. So I'll pour some of the orange juice in here. Now maybe there's enough left over in this big glass to fill another small glass. What do you think? Do you think there's more orange juice in this big glass than in this small glass, or less? Let's find out. Aha, it's the same, isn't it? I've filled 2 small glasses from 1 big glass. Well, if there was enough orange juice in this big glass to fill these 2 small glasses, there should be enough orange juice in this big glass to nearly fill these 2 small glasses. Let's see. There was. So now, instead of 2 drinks, I've got 4 drinks. 1 for the king, 1 for the queen, 1 for the prince, and 1 for the princess. And guess what? There's enough left over for me to have a drink as well. Bye-bye.
Goodbye to the king, goodbye to the queen, and the 2 royal children for now. 3 dragons, 4 cooks, and their cookery books, and to 5 little kittens, meow. Goodbye to 6 horses, 7 drummers too, 8 soldiers and guard by the path. Goodbye to 9 ducks, till again we say,